you might want to work a bit extra time on the last layer than you do on the previous layers, because the outer one is not going to be as good as the other ones in my opinion, but it makes it handling a bit better when it's not completely wet, and you can make it a lot more tight because the strips won't tear apart. And now, as you can see, this little slat of wheat paste which have soaked in very little now, and there's only very little on, so it's not going to be any more wet than this. It's very, very, very good finish. I don't know why these edges is that clear in the video, but in real life it's not as visible as it is here. I don't know why. But again, you want to trim down the edges. Make sure not to cut too much off here, because then the shell won't be all round. Now when you have finished this hemisphere, it might take around 20, 25, 30 minutes to do. When you're not recording, it takes a bit longer when I'm recording, and that might be why these outer layers doesn't stick that good. But now they're just fine and smooth all the way around. You can see, very good. You wanna sit it on here for some time, or you can just pull it out. I'm just gonna pull it out right now, and you can see inside the shell that is very, very smooth. And you wanna take your towel, or some paper towel or anything like that, and just put it inside the shell and work it around. Just press it into. It doesn't matter if the shell goes out of shape, because we will put it onto the ball again, the tennis ball. Just press it in to soak up the rest of the wheat paste that are not used. And it will crumble a bit in here, but not that much. And now you want to dry out, or wipe off the wheat paste of the aluminum piece right here, and reinsert it into the shell. Make sure that it fits on very good. You can always trim down the hemispheres if it doesn't fit properly to your other half, but it might do that. And now when you have finished this one, you want to place it a very hot spot, like your heater to your house or anything like that. That's what I used to do on a hot copper pipe from where the water runs through. And when you have placed it there, you can continue to the next one. And I suggest using the mate to the other half of the tennis ball, because then they won't, if you don't do that, they might not be all the way equal when they are clapped together when you're gonna assemble the shell. So I suggest using the other half of the tennis ball. And actually I have some smaller shells lying in my heating place, my drying place, so I'm just gonna get them so you can see how they look after 3/4 of an hour of drying. Okay, what you see here is the place where I dry my shells, or hemispheres as you might call them. You can see the one we made in the video is lying right here, and this is only 10 minutes after I made it. So, and these shells I made for about 3/4 of an hour ago, and you can see this one is smaller than the 3-inch one. These are gonna be 175 inches or 2 inches, I don't remember that right now, but one of those. And this one was made another way, like this one up here. These are made inside the tennis ball. You can see I've put a lot of aluminum foil inside the tennis ball, and to make it the right size. This one is 2 inches, came into my mind. And you can see it fits right in there, but I don't want to put it back now. This one is made the exact same way, but I have just teared off the aluminum foil. And you might come into thoughts that this ball isn't 3 inches, but remember that the casing has to have a smaller outer diameter than 3 inches, because you have to have enough room in your mortar to paste it after you've filled it and assembled it. So this should be around the right or perfect size. This thickness is about 2.5 to 3/4 of an inch, so it should be perfect. And these tubes are leading the hot water into our house, and this one is too, so they're not too hot, but they are just the perfect temperature to drying my shells. So these should be finished in about 24-36 hours or so. So that's pretty much it, how you make the shells to your ball shells. And I don't have any much more for this tutorial, so I hope you liked it, and please comment, rate and subscribe.